Good morning. It's Michelle, your instructor for Inclusive Early Childhood Curriculum this semester, which has a content part of the course and then a field experience part of the course. So make sure that you are registered for both of those. And if you are not registered for the field experience, could you let me know that right away, please? Because we need to make sure that that's supposed to be the case. We need to check with your advisor and find out. And that way I'll know if you're not doing a regular placement through the university. So that's really important. And I wanted to point out that the field experience placements, unlike for those of you who have had me in the past, where we worked together and you chose a field experience that made sense for you, in this class, the university places you. And so that's a little bit of a difference that I wanted to point out right away. And if you're not registered for the field experience portion of the course, you will not be placed by the university, and that could become a problem for you. So please, please, please get in touch with me right away by email to let me know that. I'm going to go through the syllabus, just point out some things that are kind of different that I do maybe than other instructors, and give you a sense for what to expect. I know a lot of you already know me, so you kind of know how I do things, and we're in an online class, so I don't get to see you, which makes it harder for me. I don't like that. If you all write to me and say that you want to have some online office hours where you can all come at the same time and talk to each other and to me, I'm happy to set those up during the semester. Let me know that you want those, and I'll put out a survey to see what times are best to schedule some of those, but they will not be required. So you all having me for online will experience needing to contact me through email. You can text me at this number, but make sure you identify yourself as a U of L student, or my phone may just send you to spam. And I don't want that to happen to you. And you can see here that I respond within 24 hours. Sometimes on the weekends it might take the whole weekend if I'm busy, but if you really need me, text me and tell me that you've sent me an important email, and I'll go look at it. That's the simplest thing to do. If you email me, if you can put the course number in the subject line, it really helps me when I organize answering my emails for the day, because I can put you guys as a priority. So I'm going to skip over some of this stuff. You probably already know about the required texts and readings because I sent an announcement before class began about those. So if you have not listened to that yet, please go back into the announcements in the course and listen to that video, because it does go over some things about the class that are important for you to know. I'm going to skip through all of this and get to some of the things that might be important. In terms of late work, I really just try to remind students this is not a self-paced class. It's not a class that's designed for you to hurry up and finish it at the end, because the things that you're doing week by week are building up to your hat assignment that includes you videotaping yourself doing an activity with a group of children in a classroom at your placement site or another site by arrangement. So please be in communication with me if something's going on before if you can. I know sometimes things happen and you can't get back to me till after. I hope nothing like that happens for you. But the main ingredient for me is that you talk to me by email before you just let an assignment due date go by. So that would be something I would emphasize there. There are due dates. I do pay attention to those. If you go a couple assignments and don't turn in, I usually, in an online class, I will contact you more quickly than I would in a face-to-face class, because I'm not seeing you, so I need to know if you're okay, first of all, and secondly, if there's something going on for you that maybe I could be helpful with, or refer you to somebody to help you. So, pardon me, I've got a cold right now. So the due dates are primarily adhered to, but again, I'm always willing to negotiate with you. There's some things here about taking an online class. I do want to point out that in the normal syllabus for U of L, it tells you to plan to spend this amount of time outside of class. I want to point out this is in addition to your field placement hours. So you will have 2 placement sessions where you have to complete 18 hours of field placement. So this advice about hours per week is based on just the coursework, not including your field placement hours. I just wanted to point that out to you. Here's your technology stuff. I'm guessing you're probably used to that by now. Here's your folio tech stuff. I'm guessing you're probably used to that by now. These are all the things from the college that the course standards must adhere to, that I'm responsible for making sure you experience. So I'm not going to go into those right now, but they are important to me, and I do read them and make sure that what I plan for you in the class adheres to those. Here's a list of things that will be included in the course, in the content. If you have instructional modification needs, please let me know those. I don't need anything official from the college. You can just let me know that when I send you the week 1 survey. Just let me know what specific things you need. I don't really need official things from the college. I let my students address their needs in terms of modifications with me privately, because I write those modifications for students over many, many years. I'm very familiar with them, and I also may suggest some to you. So just communicate with me about that. And in terms of diversity, obviously that's a huge part of my life. If you know me, you already know that. But for those of you who don't know me, I adhere to these standards extremely strictly and in a detailed manner. So you may find some assignments where I will ask you to use different language, or suggest different ways of approaching things, that sort of thing. So I adhere to that very closely. If you have an issue with me around that, do not hesitate to contact me immediately. I love the chance to talk to students about any concerns or questions they have around that issue. So I'm kind of scrolling down here. I am including under plagiarism the use of AI as a way of writing and embellishing your work. I have seen this increase in courses that I teach, and it concerns me deeply in the education department specifically. If I suspect, by suspect I don't mean like I'm trying to catch you doing something wrong, but if I suspect that you're resorting to that, I will be more interested in why you're resorting to it than the fact that you've resorted to it. I will tell you that when I've read these AI embellished assignments, there have been times when I have wondered. There are times when I miss it, and there are times when it's so obvious, I can't miss it. So it's something that I object to in education courses, because you are going to be a teacher, and if you are relying on AI to write your papers, I need to understand why that is. And if please just come to me right away in this class before you even start writing and tell me I have been using AI and here's why I've used it, so that we can address the root problem. I don't have time to complete my work, so I get rushed and I resort to AI, that kind of thing. So that's a time management issue. You know, I don't feel like I'm a good writer. I don't know where to start. That's an issue to do with putting what you know into writing, which I can help you with, actually. I've helped many, many, many students from ages 5th grade on up to do that. So I'm happy to help you. But I am going to be very aware of it, and I will be in touch with you if I'm concerned. So please, this is, again, not, like I said, it's not to embarrass you or be punitive, but that I understand the reasons that you're doing this, and that teachers who will do a lot of writing in their classroom life are able to be confident about their own ability to express what they know. All right, so you can see the term here. I just point out that the last day to drop is January 12th. The last day to withdraw is March 6th. If you want to drop the class right away, just let me know and maybe tell me why, in case it's something I could be helpful with and you don't need to drop it. But if you need to drop it, then just let me know. That would be great. You can see there's, the calendar in terms of all the things that happened during the break, the spring break, and all that sort of thing. But what I wanted to point out is the last day of class is April 23rd. And then final exams week is April 24th through the 30th. So what will happen in this class is everything will come due on April 23rd. And then we'll have the rest of that week for me to submit my grades. So here are the things that the course is composed of. I'll let you look over those. I think you're probably pretty familiar with a lot of the things. There are, in terms of weekly things, I've added discussion boards. So that'll be included in the class, and you can see that here in the list. You can see what they're worth in terms of points, that sort of thing. Here's your grading scale, big questions. Here's your schedule. So what I want you to notice about this schedule is that you can see you're beginning to read the first textbook, and then you're going to switch over to the second textbook, and then you'll be done with those readings, and you'll just be focused on the content areas for your lesson planning. Here are some descriptions of the things that will happen in the class in terms of assignments. So I will be sending separate recordings about all of those. I'm not going into this in great detail now, but you can see them. And then we'll skip down to the class schedule for the field experience. And you can see there, again, you're going to start with one book and then switch to the other. I do want to note that the reading reflections in this portion of the course will be very informal, and mostly they are to help you look at the way teachers interact with children in classrooms, doing things like what you're witnessing in your placements. And I want you to have some things to read about that are examples of the way we need to be doing things with children, and then you can look at what you're seeing and make comparisons and think about what you might do when you get into a classroom, because you will be in a real classroom, but you will be reading about teachers who also are in real classrooms doing things with children. And so you can make comparisons and think about what kind of teacher you want to be, which is under the big questions of the class. What does it mean to be a good teacher? And that is one of the components of the college's expectations that I mentioned, that I really try to adhere to. So I hope me going over the syllabus a little bit is helpful, and don't hesitate to reach out to me if you have questions. I'll probably create a discussion board where people can ask syllabus questions if they need to, and you all can participate that way as well.